Hello, 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 my name is Don, and we are finally back with another update for AutoMiner. It's been way too long, way too broken, but we got a whole bunch to go over. And we'll get right on into the features. So first of all, we've completely refactored the code base. There's brand new systems for everything. It has way better movement, way better options and controls. The AutoMiner and the item pump have been given new models and textures. They look way better, courtesies to our guy Brian for doing such a good job on these. And we have a new item, the ACM manager, that we'll get into later. So a quick disclaimer, this update has been so drastically overhauled from the prior versions of this mod that you will not be able to use it with the old versions. If you upgrade from the last version to this one, everything you have related to this mod is going to disappear. All of your old AutoMiners, all of your pumps, anything like that, it's going to poof away. So either account for that when you install it, or just install this to a fresh world. Just a quick disclaimer there. Okay. Alright, so let's get into how to actually use this thing. We're going to put it down, and you'll initially be prompted with a name. If you do not name it yourself, it's just going to default to your name, AutoMiner. I'm going to go ahead and name this guy Greg. And now we have Greg. So if we want to turn it on and off, you simply just interact with it, and it's going to turn on and go into the direction it's set. If you want to change its direction, you can sneak and interact with it, and that's going to rotate it around. So now we got him facing that. We can turn it back on. You can always change the direction while it's moving too. There's no reason to stop at first. If you want to pick it back up, we're just going to sneak and punch it. And now we have our AutoMiner again. So if we put this guy back down, rename him Greg, we can also upgrade it with some things. If we go ahead and grab these ore blocks, a hopper, and some dye, all of these can be interacted with the AutoMiner to do something to it. By default, it already has the iron drill bit, so we don't need to equip that yet. If we give it a gold block, it's going to get a gold drill bit, and it's going to go a little bit faster. If we give it a diamond drill bit, it's going to go a little bit faster. And if we give it a netherite drill bit, it's going to go even faster. We can also dye it if we want, along with crafting it to be the color you want. There's two options for that there. And if we give it a hopper, that will allow it to start collecting the items it breaks. So if I go ahead and face this guy to the wall, turn him on, you can see he's not dropping any blocks, and he's kind of just whipping away. Holy smokes. Okay, bye. So that'll lead us right on into the item pump. Now, if we interact with this, we're going to see we have a AutoMiner that has been routed with a hopper. We can click on this guy, Greg, and route it to this pump. And now, all of the blocks from Greg are being transported to this pump. Ain't that neat? So now what's cool about this against the older versions, if I spawn another one, we'll name this one Pete. We'll give Pete a hopper. Alright, so we'll send Pete off there. We'll grab ourselves another item pump, and if we click on that, we can see Pete. Or, if we wanted to also just route Pete to the same pump, we could. So let's route Pete here. And now we have both of our active AutoMiners dropping all of the items right here. But we could also just re-interact with this, and you can see no hopper equipped AutoMiners found because they've all been routed to this one. So let's go ahead and unroute Pete. And now we can go over here, and you can see Pete is back. We'll click on Pete, route him to this pump, and now we have it split. So unlike before where there was a filter option for the pumps, you can now just control what AutoMiners are being connected to what pumps, and they're all player specific now. So only your AutoMiners are going to connect to your placed pumps and vice versa, and you're not going to be able to interact with and control other people's placed things. So this should be as server, realms, and multiplayer compatible as we could possibly think about getting it. Let's get into the AutoMiner manager, the newest and probably coolest thing about this add-on. So if we go ahead and just use this item, you're going to see all of the miners I own. This includes the display case, so don't worry about that. We're going to go ahead and where's Greg at? There's Greg. Let's click on Greg. And you can see we got a couple of options here. Pilot AutoMiner, recall it, or teleport to, which can be toggled on and off with ACM if you don't want people on your server having the ability to like teleport and, you know, do weird infiltration things. But starting with the cool one, let's click on Pilot AutoMiner. this is going to transport your player camera to your auto miner, so you can check on it and see what it's doing, and even alter its direction. So if it's stuck in lava underwater, going not where you want it, now we can get a little bit more control instead of just chasing it down and breaking it. I think that's pretty neat. You could also stop the engine if you want, restart it. I think that's pretty cool. And then if we exit the camera, we're just back here. Now we could go ahead and check on Pete as well, why not? So, yeah, Pete's underwater. He's doing okay. Let's turn you right. Let's see how you're doing there. And we can exit that camera. So we hop back on over to Greg. The other options we have are recall, of course, and teleport too. So before we get rid of him, let's hop over to Greg. Make sure he's in a decently safe location. We're going to stop Greg's engine. You don't need to do it. You can teleport while it's moving, but I'm going to just stop it for simple sake. Click on Greg, and we're going to teleport to Greg. And here we are, right at Greg. Perfect. Now we can do maintenance. If they get stuck, you can fix it. There's some options, but oh no, we're like thousands of blocks away, right? On your first interaction again with this tool, you're going to be prompted if you'd like to return to your last known location. If you click yes, you'll be brought back. If you click no, you will actually be stuck here, and the option to go back will be lost. So we're going to click yes, and here I am, back again. And if we go all the way down to Greg one more time, the last option we got so far is recall. Before, you used to interact with your pump in a weird way, and that would recall all of the auto miners to your location. Now we just recall the specific one we want to recall. And when it is brought back, if you had given it upgrades, you get the upgrades returned to you. And the last thing to really go over is this gear. This is the ACM tool. Now this is actually a separate add-on. The reason I have been so absent with releases is because I've been trying to perfect a cross-communication scheme for having add-ons all kind of talk and work together in a really clean way. So we have this menu that we can open up, and these are all of my add-ons. Only AutoMiner so far is released, but you'll be able to see these other ones coming up really soon. We'll click on AutoMiner, and we get a couple of options. We can open up a guide. So if you are wondering how anything works, it's all just built in now. You can just read it in here. And then we also have some settings. It's just one for now, really just to prove a concept it. But we could allow players to teleport to AutoMiners if we want to. And if I go back into here, you can see there's no option to teleport anymore. So yeah, I would recommend downloading ACM. It's a separate add-on, but all of my add-ons use it. So yeah, thank you. I have been done. Thank you for all the downloads and support across this add-on. Go ahead and join our new Discord if you would like to stay updated with the community. And check out our website for all of our current and future downloads if you want some safe, high-quality mods. And maybe subscribe. Come on.